Here. At this time, we bid you greetings and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning in to this broadcast through your internet collective consciousness. We will share an elaboration as it relates to the idea of what you would know as interstellar ancestors and progeny. That as you may be aware through many of the contacts, interactions, that many of your people have had as it relates to psychic, channeling, intuitive phenomenon. That many of the providers of information have related to that of the context of what you would know as interstellar family. And that much of this interstellar family correlates to the framework, the form, of what you would know as a human or humanoid degree. And that this is indeed no accident. This is not just some random occurrence. You will discover that your civilization, as it is developing itself into a process of maturity, is in sense attracting a cohesion of beings that represent that of ancestry into what you would know as the building block foundational practitioners that have assisted in the construction of your race, assisted in the building blocks of the foundation of your planet, of all life that associates together with you. And that in turn, relating to the ancestors, also come that of the progeny. And the progeny relates to that of beings that you would understand as being from your future. And that there is a corroboration happening. That the ancestors are talking to the quote-unquote future children. That the future children are talking to the ancestors. All as a means in being able to establish another platform reality. And that this platform reality represents the earth that you are going to be moving into. This is the fourth density, fifth dimensional plateau. The platform representing that of a new earth. And that they are all doing what they feel they can without disrupting the natural flow of evolution through the human race to helping humanity usher in this opportunity to moving you from one conjunction earth into another conjuncted earth. That from the third to the fourth density. That from the fourth to the fifth dimension. And that the progeny themselves, the ancestors themselves, are a team. They are aware of each other because they all do not exist linearly as you do. You would understand that the aspect of linearity upon your planet is a technology. It is a format that you have chosen to interact with, to exist from within, as part of your own inner awareness, as a means of helping yourselves to go into the base level of existence. The base level of existence is the idea of linearity, to where space and time have only a certain limitation of dimensional properties, where you are understanding each other through a sense of continuity, where the aspect of experience is giving you the simplicity, the notion to helping yourselves evolve, to come together. It is basically like you would understand as the basic building blocks of your forms of technology, starting off from the Stone Age, moving more into the Bronze Ages, the Iron Ages, etc., and then moving more into the modern ages. This is all part of a process. And this will also assist in helping yourselves to realize that in order for you to understand that there is more to reality than just the linear, there needs to be Swiss cheese holes that will happen in certain contexts. And therefore, the ancestors, the progeny, are working together behind the scenes to giving you an impression that these leaks within the grid are intentional. And that they are helping you to understand more to the context of linear reality, going beyond it, becoming much more quasi in that form. understanding the existence of other parallel dimensions. And you're already starting to see this through much of the intuition, much of the psychic practices that many of you operate with, where you are able to see events that have a high momentum of coming together, that do come together. That you are being able to understand the phenomena to what you understand as the Mandela effect, which is also giving the instance of different realities conjuncting together to form what you would consider to be the concurrent one. And so the ancestors, the progeny, work together. For they are very much human and humanoid, or again, with certain forms of different appearances, but still have that of what you would know as the humanoid stature. Is this all there is within this state of galaxy? Are human-like civilizations? No. It is basically no more different than being encased in a specific bubble. Or therefore, visiting a certain area of the jungle where only a specific amount of species dwell. And that would be an appropriate analogy here, is that you are meeting up with these other human-like civilizations because they represent a common ancestry. They are what you are familiar with. In due time, as you become an interstellar-based civilization, you will be aware of other civilizations that exist in areas of this galaxy that look nothing like you whatsoever. Beings that may be triped, quadruped, quintruped, hexaped in that way, different forms of appendages, different appearances, beings that may not even be anything that you can recognize in this state of relationship. And the reason those types of beings haven't shown up is because there's nothing that you can relate to that would represent their necessity for presence. And that is exactly why those particular beings are, shall we say, in the background. There will be a point where your relationships will expand, where you will realize much more in regards to the benefit, truly, of how your galactic family extends itself throughout many different variations of life. For we ourselves have spoken to countless beings, ones that look very much like you and look very much like us, as we too hold a humanoid template, and others that look nothing like you or us whatsoever. And therefore the whole idea is that life is everywhere that you know it to be, and more. In every single photon, in every single atom, in every single cell, every single molecule, everything that you can understand from the microcosmic to the macrocosmic is the idea of the ancestor and the progeny and the associate. This is what you are understanding firstly, though, is being able to get along with your own kind, is being able to come together, to unify, to share in the qualities that all of you offer uniquely, and being able to understand more than what you would consider to be confinement could ever bring you. That the limitations in that sense have never really been limitations. The limitations have all been part of a state of control. And the more that you are able to advance past the state of control, the more that you are able to see a broadness of life, far more exquisite, beautiful, and magnificent, more than you can ever imagine. It is not just about the Sirians, or the Pleiadians, or the Arcturians, or the Andromedans, or the Cassiopeians, the Lyrans, etc. These are all different groups, and they have human counterparts. Pleiadians themselves, again, have had a very deep history with many of you, much in regards to the human and humanoid-like races, beings that are aquatic, feline, mammaloid, reptilian. Many of these particular beings, in that sense, again, still associating some framework as it relates to the human design, because their genetics are within you. Beings from Sirius, beings from Lyra, beings from Cassiopeia. All of these particular beings have some type of connection with all of you in regards to their humanoid-like appearance, their templates. For you do contain that of 22 different species, existing in human-like templates that represent the genome that you currently occupy, being upgraded right now as we speak. and that the interstellar ancestors and the interstellar progeny are all working together in harmony, helping to bring this world into a transformational experience unlike anything you can imagine. That is where you are right now in the development of this course. And that there will come a time, inch by inch, bit by bit, footstep by footstep, for you to move into an opportunity that will present itself where your interstellar ancestors and progeny will become much more part of your life. But as we've stated before, there must be certain stepping stones that must be accomplished here on planet Earth before that can actually take place. And that basically much of the hybrid races that you have helped to contribute in bringing to life are going to be one of the first to associate together with you, simply because you have the most rapport with them than any other race. And that is why they will be coming forward. Many of them are in fact coming together with you right now. For those of you who have had the feeling that the progeny is that of the hybrid, and you are feeling that connection, they are with you. They are associating with you, and they will continue to come together more and more through dream state and through other phenomena that is helping you to understand they are within. They are together. And they will become more and more a part of your plane as you continue this process in developing yourselves more from within, because that is the true language. Inner action is the ability of going into yourself and discovering your inner roots, your inner switchboard as you are connected to all things. Connecting to your hybrid children, connecting to your interstellar ancestors and progeny who are working with you at this time. Also, you can shift into a reality that allows the cooperation initiative to take place rather than the idea of collusion, rather than the idea of corruption, rather than the idea of enforcement and control. That is what you are attempting to bypass, but that can only come together through your own efforts as working as one. It is not up to one of you, it is not up to a few of you, it is up to all of you to make this change and enter a world that you know this is who you are. This is where your species naturally belongs. So, let go of the subscribing to limitation. Come into the idea where you are completely unconventional, completely surrendering to the aspect of the beauty of imagination as the interstellar ancestors and progeny reach out their hands and take you into your own inner universe, functioning as your guides, helping you to understand your potential as unlimited beings of creation.